Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Holotables, to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your bald-headed boy Scribble, the guy that's here to bring you the feats in the latest Galactic Challenge, but certainly not the red box because it doesn't exist. Well, you thought we were done doing Galactic Challenge videos? Please. Let's go ahead and get some wins with Tuskens. Frickin' Tuskens, bro. Alright, you sons of mothers, today we find ourselves on Bespin and we're going up against some droid enemies here. They've got a sortie team, rocking that BB-8, that IG-88, that 000 for some reason, and Chopperlop is on the block. What do we need to do? We need to win with a full team of Tuskens, which kind of sucks. We need to complete the battle with an episode pass, which means CG's like, give me money. Fine. Guess we can do that. And we also need to gain momentum 150 times. And then, of course, there is the Huyang Marquee event. Now, obviously, guys, if you have got Huyang already and only at 3 stars, go ahead, use any single team that you particularly fancy over here against sortie at tier 2, and they don't even need to survive. You just need to take in like a Galactic Legend team or anything that works. I will go over a higher tier because my sortie is tier 6. She's 6 stars, sorry. My Huyang is 6 stars, sorry. We'll go over that at tier 8 over here to get some rewards. I'll give you a team for that. And also, we will have to show you how to get some momentum. Now, my Tuskens are not fabulous, they're not fantastic, but fortunately, the modifiers are. We currently have a really awful global modifier. Basically, everybody loses 15% accuracy. Just base chance, which essentially means you're going to miss all the bleeding time. It's really frustrating, but there we go. We are going to gain stacks of collected wealth whenever we do damage an enemy, which increases our crit chance and our crit damage, but it only stacks to a maximum of 10. And the Tusken ambush modifier for our players is absolutely phenomenal. With this in mind, if your Tuskens are trash like mine, you want to try and mod them for lots of speed and lots of health, okay? Speed and health. Defense also helps to try and make them that little bit more survivable. I did remod for this. This is the new world order that we live in right now, guys. If you've got some Tuskens, even if they're rubbish like mine, you want to have to remod them with the best mods you possibly can to get these feats done. Very important to try and get these feats done at the moment, okay? So we're going to focus on trying to attack the ambushed characters to ramp up our stacks of momentum to try and increase the amount of defense that we have, increase the amount of damage that we do. Okay, finally, the enemy has got Protocol Exterminate. Basically means they're going to do ridiculous levels of damage. We're going to break this down into all the teams. I'm going to start off with full Tuskens. Let's show you my Tuskens. These are my Tuskens. I've got a Gear 12 Tusken Chieftain, Relic 4 on Aurora, Relic 5 on Tusken Raider, and Tusken Shaman is at Gear 12. Tusken Warrior is 3-star Gear 10. Now, the Zetas are important, guys. I've got the 2 Zetas on Tusken Chieftain and the 2 on Tusken Warrior, and I've remodded them with the best mods that I possibly could. So, Tusken Chieftain, we've gone for a speed set, health set, 53k health, and how much speed? 365 speed, as fast as I possibly can. Over here, Aurora, again, you want him to be as fast as possible. 336 right now, 76k health. I've gone for health sets and speed sets with health primaries where I can, because we're gaining 50% extra health from the modifier. Next up, Tusken Raider, I've gone for offense. He is our damage dealer, so I've got an offense set with a health set, offense on the cross, crit damage on the triangle, and then health primary on the circle. He is rocking 296 speed and 10k offense. Over here, we've got our wonderful Tusken Shaman. He is going in with a speed set and a health set. Again, health primaries. Health primaries where we can, guys. So, 300 speed, 35k health. He is a chunky guy for, Gear 12. And then finally, Tusken Warrior. Whatever you can do. Like, mine didn't survive very long. Mine really didn't survive very long. Okay, so this will require restarts, this will require frustration, and this will require a lot of autoing. Okay, let's get the footage. Now, I'm sure that you guys don't want to see the footage of me constantly failing this, so I'm going straight to the run in which we win. You want an opener where sortie doesn't just demolish your entire team. Hopefully she does a basic, and then we're just going to start sipping that gin and juice with our boy. You want to try and focus on the character that has got that ambush. You can see right now that's 000. Every time we hit that character with ambush, our team's going to be gaining momentum, which is making us more survivable and making us deal more damage. You want to constantly focus on doing that. as soon as 000 goes into stealth, I like to focus on IG-88, bring him a little bit lower. You will very frequently miss, unfortunately. Bring him a little bit lower just to make the second death more easy. You are going to lose that warrior very quickly if yours is as low star and low gear as mine. It's just going to happen. But as long as you are constantly trying to use that sip ability with your chieftain to build up that bonus protection, reduce the cooldowns of your team, you should be able to survive a brunt if you've got some relic levels and good modding. So again, we are constantly missing this 000. It's really frustrating, as you can see. But whenever you get the opportunity, hit the character that is ambushed. That is so vitally important, guys. That is how we are going to win this battle. You have to try and chew them through. Don't worry so much about what order to kill people in. Just always target the ambushed character. If you can't target 000, I go for IG-88 because he seems to be the squishiest character, so we can chew through him at a faster pace compared to the other characters, and then we will able to, you know, beat the enemy when they've got that first revive. That first revive is unpreventable with spare parts. You can see that the little what is it, like a wrench crossbones icon. That's an unpreventable revive from Sortie, basically called spare parts. So once you defeat them once, they will revive. And as you can see, Ambushed has now gone to the weakest character, IG-88. Get rid of him and just constantly smack down that person that has got that ambushed. It gets a lot easier once you've killed one or two of them. Obviously, at any moment, Sortie can just pop off and do an AoE and defeat you. It's really annoying, but it is what it is. What I recommend you do is play this manually until it gets down to just Sortie, and then just go full auto, guys, alright? I wouldn't go full auto before that because it can still get a little bit hairy. With the droids taunting, you want to make sure you're always going for the ambushed character, and the AI won't do that, okay? So, as you can see, we've lost our Shaman. It's not the end of the world. It's only gear 12. It will probably die eventually anyway. But our relic characters are keeping us in the mix. And also, surprisingly enough, that gear 12 Shaman is somehow staying alive. I don't even know how, but I believe that Shaman stays alive for the entirety of this battle. So, focusing down Chopper right now, just because he is the one that has got that ambush, and then we'll be moving on to BB-8. Now, whenever we've got 10 or more stacks of... That's so annoying, isn't it? Constantly missing this Chopper. Whenever we've got 10 or more stacks of momentum on our team, the enemy will be irresistibly stunned. We're also going to gain that momentum whenever the enemy gains turn meter. So I believe the AoE on Sortie gives them turn meter, so that's the only time, but it's also the scariest moment for it. So nearly here, getting through Chopper, and then once we've gotten through Chopper, it's just a case of getting rid of BB-8. Again, lots of foresight, lots of evasions just in general, but when they are stunned, they cannot evade. Isn't that wonderful? This is really the only benefit that we have over the enemy team, is that we've got a source of irresistible stuns. So here we are. If you're in this position, hit full auto, come back in 10 minutes. Trust me, you will be wailing away on Sortie for a long ass time. You'll easily get all the momentums, guys. You'll get the momentums in like the first 2 seconds. But you basically need to constantly be gaining momentum here from attacking her. She's got ambush, so it's going to give us momentum every time we hit her. And you will slowly but surely ramp up your offense to eventually one-shot her. Well, not one-shot her, but chip away at her with your Raider. Very important that you have good modding here just so that you can survive the damage and heal up. I'm going to skip ahead here to where we actually finish up. You can see it gets down to 6 minutes and 37 seconds, so literally been wailing away for like another 5 minutes or so, and eventually your Tusken Raider will have enough damage to just start chewing through. You can see she's actually lost some of her max health. Boom, 150k, 180k, booyah, 150k. Great damage overall, and that will get you all of your momentums and your Tusken feats at tier 10. Can be done with even with relatively low investment on your Tuskens. Sweet, okay. What if we don't have Tuskens? Let's look at that. So first of all, I'll go over how I did my Huyang at 6 stars. You can use this at the 3-star, but honestly, anything will work at the 3-star tier. I've just gone in with the Nihilus team with Treya, Malak, Nihilus. You know, Huyang immediately disappears, absolutely fine. Put the weapons tech on Nihilus over here. All we're looking to do is get that Annihilate off. Now, the irritating thing about the Annihilate from Nihilus is, of course, that spare parts is an unpreventable revive. So even if we do defeat an enemy with Nihilus's Annihilate, they will still come back the first time. It's annoying, but it is what it is. I think I go ahead and isolate on BB-8. I do that so he can't gain foresight and can't taunt, because if he's in a full droid team and he does his little wiggle action, he is going to taunt. And after that, it's just a case of try and get turns to Nihilus to get that Annihilate off, and then systematically cycle through. Like I said, Huyang doesn't need to survive this battle at all. You just need to try and chew through the enemy team. As long as you get the victory, it's going to be fine. Like you see, Sortie revives here. And I'm just going to skip ahead because I don't think this adds too much value to anybody. Very simple, very straightforward. Take out Sortie as your priority target and then just put it on auto and you'll be fine. And you can see eventually it just gets down to a lone chopper who still wants to try and evade us even though he's on the field by himself. Eventually Nihilus will get round to his Annihilate, or Malak over here will get round to his great big sucky suck, or he'll die to dots, one of the others. You'll get there eventually. So if you don't have a full team of Tuskens, you can still take in the Tuskens with Wat Tambor and Hermit Yoda, okay? And it'll still work to the same degree. I placed the weapons tech on Aurora, so he gets a little bit of turn meter at the start, and then he can spread turn meter to all his Tusken allies. Then it's just the exact same thing as what we were doing before, ladies and gentlemen. You just want to focus on the characters that have got ambushed. I like to go ahead and place another tech on our... well, if you can get both techs out, that would be fantastic. Just try and put the recovery tech, I believe, on Chieftain to try and keep him alive a little bit. Your Raider should be able to survive just through the nature of having higher relics in general and a bit of damage. You can put the tank tech on Raider if you want to make sure that he doesn't have any debuffs all the time. That's very useful. And then just systematically put Master's Training on those characters. Master's Training is really useful because it's giving us 25% to our stats, essentially our offense, our defense, our not our health or anything like that, but potency surely. So it makes them hit that little bit harder, survive that little bit better, and of course we do have that basic that gives us just a little bit of health recovery, and the second special giving us a big old heal. So apart from that, it's exactly the same as before. So I'm not going to play this play by play, but it's the same thing, guys. Just target the enemy that's got ambushed while you can, systematically take them out one at a time. Fantastic. And of course, when it gets down to just Sortie like this, you just put it on full auto and then come back in like 10 minutes time, and eventually you will chew through it. Funnily enough, this one actually took longer than the first attempt, probably because we haven't gained as much momentum throughout the battle, even though it's kind of a little bit offset by the fact that we have Master's Training giving us extra offense. That was huge, 250k. Boom, baby. What you can also do is you can actually use bounty hunters. Boba Fett, Scion of Django, does actually have a means of gaining momentum himself, okay? He gains momentum essentially whenever he does any sort of damage, but even on his basic and stuff like that, that can gain us some momentum. I'm using a boss lead here with Fennec, OG Mando, Grief, and Scion of Django. Yes, my Scion of Django is relicked up. This is just out there for the people that have Scion of Django but don't have Tuskens. You can see over there, he's got 3 momentum already. We need to gain 150, which, granted, is quite a lot, but we should be able to get a good chunk of it. All I'm trying to do here is hit Contract as quickly as possible, and then use that Disintegrate to take out a unit. We've done that mass assist on BB-8, immediately taken him out, and then yeeted out Sortie. Now, if you are a little bit braver, and you're worried about getting that momentum, or you can't quite get enough momentum, don't yeet out Sortie. Yeet someone else out, like BB-8 or IG-88 or something like that, so that you can just choose to slowly but surely keep this enemy team alive to constantly gain that momentum, alright? You can see over here, Boba Fett, Scion of Django, has already gained up to 35. He's losing momentum at the same time he's gaining it, so it's hard to track how much he's actually getting. But this is more of a proof of concept thing. You can just slow burn this if you're able to. Keep this team alive and just use Boba Fett, Scion of Django to try and hit that 150% momentum. I do have a very, very strong belief that this can work. Maybe just keep Sortie alive. I know it's dangerous, but once you've taken out a character or two, you should be able to just keep that team alive and going. Absolutely fantastic. And that is going to about do it for you bald-headed boys scribe today. I hope this video was useful to you. If it was, please do hit that like button and consider subscribing. I will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.